I live in Reykjavik and I'm 27 years old. This is my torso. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I don't really like going to the gym, so it's not very buff, you know, obviously. Hello. You know, Icelandic gays are just like any other gays, you know, their culture is very much about sex. So in Iceland we pretty much know everyone. Even if you haven't slept with them, you'll know who has, and this kind of thing. It's just a small society. We are very happy to have tourists in Iceland, it seems. Because, yeah, no, they don't know anyone and you get a clean slate with them. But I guess you kind of put the Icelanders on the reserve shelf for a boyfriend. But if you just look for sex, it's easier to go for the tourists. Like, I used to think that I only wanted to have sex with guys that I was in love with or I wanted to date, and that made me very frustrated for a long time. I didn't want to be one of those guys, you know, that just cared about sex and they didn't care about people. I had all these rules, but they kind of made me miserable because I wanted to have sex and I wanted to have fun and I wanted to enjoy myself. It's only recently that I've kind of made peace with that there's just some guys you just have sex with, and it's okay to just want to have sex. There was this guy on Gay Romeo. He showed me a picture. It was like this really nice looking guy who was like had muscles but not crazy much, just, you know, well defined. So he invited me to come to his hotel room, so I went, and when I got there I knocked on the door, and some kind of chubby bald guy opens the door. And he's like, come in, come in, come in. And he's actually just wearing his underwear at that point. And I was like, whoa, hello, oh, yeah, who are you? What? And I don't know, he seemed to be on something, but it was funny. He was just really excited about having me over, and he's like, yeah, no, it's okay, I have a friend in the bathroom. I was like, what? Two? No, okay. And then I thought maybe that this was the guy that sent me the picture. He's in the toilet, and this is some other guy. Maybe he's leaving or something. I was okay, cool, I'll wait for a minute. And then the scream from the bathroom. The door opens and the guy is like, no, no, hand me my clothes. I know this guy. I know this guy. And yeah, and I kind of just went, okay guys, it's been very nice seeing you. I'm going now, and just started laughing on the way out, and went to the elevator and waited for it for ages, and then went into the elevator, and that guy that was in the toilet joins me in the elevator to go away, and we just had this awkward moment of sitting next to standing next to each other and being like, well, that happened. You know. But with Grindr you get these characters and you have sex with them and they're always like, oh yeah, slap that pussy, you know, and it's just awful. Sometimes. There's this Danish guy I had sex with, and apparently he didn't say it in Danish. I don't know what he was saying. Apparently he was saying, I'm gonna fuck you, but he was like, de knulle dig, de knulle dig. And it just was the funniest thing ever. I couldn't stop laughing, like, at his face while we were having sex. You just kind of get used to what you have. But if you have a small dick, all of a sudden it becomes this big judgment, and I've heard people say, yeah, I just told him to go home, I laughed in his face. I've had that experience where a guy, like, it took us 2 hours to get him out of his clothes after we got to his house, and he was so ashamed of his penis that he just couldn't really have sex. He couldn't enjoy it because it, you know, it affected him that much. There was this guy that, like, in the middle of sex, he just took his condom off without telling me, and I didn't notice, and then he just kept going. This is a big problem in Iceland, because I mean, you'll, like, if you ask anyone who's been here a few times, they'll probably tell you that Icelanders aren't too protective about themselves in this way, because I mean, everybody gets checked fairly regularly. This is not as interesting as this, and although this here is interesting, this just doesn't say anything, and it's very boring, because I mean, yes, you work out, but I don't like working out. So